Very pointy. Hi everybody, Vermont Survivalist here, and this video is on how often did the Civil War soldier use his bayonet. By the way, this is just my opinion, because reenactors don't think they used it very often. Bullshit. I hold very firm that this was used a lot often than what people sit there and claim. Yeah, it was the first military multi-tool. You know, you could use this for just about anything. Soldiers' ingenuity is absolutely amazing. But the specific purpose for this was to shish kebabbing your enemy. And I definitely think it was used a lot more than what people sit there and say. Some reenactors will proclaim that there was some sort of code. You know what I mean? There was a code. Soldier's code. You know, the shit people come up with. Okay. There was some sort of honor code, alright? But they just didn't follow by that honor code. People definitely got stabbed with this. It's noted many a times. And you got to remember that this is the reason why it's not written down. One, people weren't bragging, okay? You know, soldiers don't brag about, oh, yo, dude, I just shot this motherfucker in the face. And plus, a lot of them were illiterate. They couldn't write. They couldn't even read. You know what I mean? So come on. Like there's going to be any written document. But let's just look at the evidence alone. If they came in close proximity to each other, I think that evidence is just evidence enough. You wouldn't fix bayonets on a charge and then lock up to each other unless you intended to use this. You don't put on a condom unless you're planning to fuck. That's just how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry if the F word seems to be offending people, but that's just facts. Just facts. Now, you can't exactly go around on the battlefield also and check which wounds are what. Like there was some officer walking around going, did he look shot? Is that a bayonet? Or is that a sword wound? Or is that... Can anybody tell? Can we get a forensics team over here? Come on. But I definitely feel that this little honey right here, maybe not this one, but many others like it. But this one is mine. but many ones like it. Definitely did some damage. Oh yeah. I mean, this is an incredible hunk of steel. And if you're in close quarter combat, you're definitely going to utilize any weapon, any and all weapons that are available to you. This is one. I mean, pistols, knives. I'm a huge thing on pistols were used a lot more too by privates. You know, knives too, clubs. I'm a firm believer in it. I mean, you just can't take that away from me. I get in arguments all the time well, not arguments, debates all the time with other reenactors. You know, the reenactors that have been reenacting for 90 years, and then they think they're Civil War vets. Those type of reenactors. I mean, I have been arguing a lot about this. They were definitely used. They were just, if it's going to give you the edge in combat, why not? Bayonets is no different. I mean, you could use this as a great handheld self-defense tool. If your life's on the line, you can take that fucking code and you can jam it up your fucking ass. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to sit there and live by a code that my life may be in jeopardy. You know what I mean? It's just not happening. Especially, I mean, really? Like there's some guy walking around when you lock up with a guy and sit there, remember the code, remember the code. Get out of here. You know, just get out of here. You know, you will do some fucked up shit, you know, to stay alive. That's just the way it is. And if that means sticking somebody with a bayonet, you're gonna do it. That's just the way it is. Anybody that sits there and tells me that these weren't used a lot, bullshit. Anytime there was a lockup, I guarantee there was a lot of uses. Just who was counting? You know what I mean? Flat out, who was counting? I mean, seriously, take a look at it. Just look at the evidence alone. If you lock up, if the bayonets are fixed, and you're charging, seriously, what, you're not going to use it? All of a sudden you're just, you know, oh, no, I'm not, this is just a show, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to put it away. Come on, common sense. Serious? No. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Don't worry about it, bro. Did I scare you? Did I scare you? Yeah? Oh, shit, dog. You know, my officer told me to do this. I did it. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, man. I didn't scrape you, did I? It's retarded. The stuff that you hear from, especially reenactors, and these guys, and again, this is just my opinion. These guys are talking about being historically correct, but then again, they feed the civilian populace BS all the time. I hate it when I hear reenactors say that these were hardly used. I hate that. They were used a lot. There was who was it? Lieutenant? There's a lieutenant got bayoneted 7 times, and it's documented. 7 times? That don't sound like it wasn't used a lot. It sounds like there's a lot of regression on that battlefield. Like all of a sudden, just like, no, wait! You can only use your muskets. You can only shoot motherfuckers. Okay? You can only shoot motherfuckers. Can't stab them. You can only shoot them. That just sounds retarded. That just sounds, I mean, come on. That's just the dumbest thing I have heard. You know? It's the same thing as the pistols. It's the same thing as pistols. It's the same thing as knives. It's the same thing as clubs. It's just so dumb to hear reenactors sit there and talk about that. That soldiers on a battlefield were actually limited in what they did because only officers carried it, or the code. You know, it's just stupid. It's just so dumb to actually sit there and see that. Flat out. Look, if I was on the battlefield, I'm just going to tell you about my idea of shit. And I can think of a lot of others that would think the same exact way as me. If I was on the battlefield, and if this meant my life or his life, yeah. His ass is mine. I don't care how many times I stick him. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. You know, we can cry about how awesome of a soldier they are later. We can cry about it all day. I'm telling you this right now. I'm going to stick that motherfucker. I'm going to stick him hard, and I'm going to stick him again to make sure that he's down. You know? And then I'm going to move on, and I'm going to stick the next motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to start sticking motherfuckers. That's it. This is going to be Mr. Sticker. private sticker. Take that, you fucker. You know, for real. You would do the same thing. I mean, seriously. So just come on. Let's just get cut the BS. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with the sack coat. Everybody, you know, all the reenactors that you see they tell the civilian populace, this is a sack coat. You know, they this isn't a fucking sack coat. It's a fatigue blouse. You know? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. The sack coat is a reenactor vernacular right there. That's what that is. That not one soldier has ever documented sitting there calling it a sack coat. You know what I mean? So we're getting off basis here because this is about the bayonet. Yes, sir, I will give them the bayonet. I love this thing. I really do. I mean, this thing is brutal. My favorite thing is charging bayonets. I love that it's just mean as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I'm reenacting or not. You know what I mean? This thing is this shit gets you hard. All right, for real. You charge bayonets, man. It's just great. It's something else, man. I'm telling you. You know, that shit's badass. So, anyways, I definitely believe that the bayonet was used a lot more than what people document or what people sit there and say. Again, people were illiterate. And people just didn't brag about it. You know what I mean? You just don't go around bragging about, dude, I fucking stabbed them in the ass like 4 times, and I stabbed them back in the neck, and yeah, I'm just so fucking badass, bro. You know, that just didn't happen. Okay, you don't hear Dick Winters doing that shit. You know what I mean? You don't see Lackey, you know, doing that shit. You don't hear him bragging about, oh, well, yeah, Dad, I just shot lots of people. You know, it just didn't happen. You know, so it was very humble about it, but it was used. I believe it was used a lot more than what people are talking about. So, anyways, what's your thoughts on the Civil War and the use of the bayonet? The bayonet. The bayonet. Give me your opinion and your thoughts. Vermont Survivalists, as always, good to go.